I do not see much hope for V1.
Well, how much hope is left in the tank? V1 in the blue, G2 Esports themselves playing from the orange strip. And already, we've seen already a few dangerous play, and earlier in today, G2 looked unstoppable. Although we'll have to maybe continue that. Nice little block there, and Torment setting himself off, so a little double touch, blocked away by the defender. Easy done, 30 seconds. And for the first time in a while, G2 may have seen the defense. They have a sniff at the target, not happening yet.
It's a great start for V1 and a good shot coming out. Gimmicks in a way. And what an opening for V1. They push back G2. It's a good start. G2 hasn't been on their own half for quite a while today, so if you can start off with that, it might be a promising thing, but we know V1 can do it to anyone. They can bring it to game 5 against anyone. I'm not surprised if this goes to the same style, really.
That'll be interesting as well on the style and everything else that may be developed on this point. I remember in the Winter Major when Rizzo was on this roster casted, maybe a particular Ghost Gaming as well too, as well as on YouTube. They'll be able to watch him at well. But right now at length here, V1 testing and probing the defense at times, not happening. JNAPS waiting patiently, and Gimmick whips that one away here. Comfortable so far here. The save, however, for both sides, well, slowly chalking up after 90 seconds.
Just touching the water a tiny bit, dipping your toes and seeing what you can do. Nothing too much coming out. There's the first demo coming out. I would love to see a couple more of those. And Chicago is going on a warpath right now. Shots on target. It's a tiny bit too high, but it's in a dangerous spot. Chicago can't get it on target. Tiny bit too wide, and we're starting to see G2 amp it up with especially Chicago saying goodbye to all the defenders.
2 minutes gone, and it's been goalless so far here, and these two teams, statistic-wise, especially against each other, it's either a 1 or 2 goal game. Very rarely it sends anything really more further than that in difference. And they can barely separate the two either. Half-time approaching, double commit slightly by G2, and Gimmick infield pass over the turn. Sadly it goes wide and trickles off to the scorer, and JNAPS waiting patiently, not going to reach him until now. And it's a good save by Com as well.
Chicago tries to bring it inside, give a bit of patience to his team, but he gives it away to Com. Not what you're looking for, and not Torment looking for that solo play, getting to Com. It seems that V1 has been struggling to find each other a tiny bit right now. They're just hitting the ball away from G2 to not lose instead of trying to create something. Com finally taking a bit of control onto the Torment. It's getting intercepted by Chicago, who has so far been my man of the match already, because he's just been so quick to everything. And just been such an annoyance against the defenders. He's looking for bumps and demos non-stop. Shot on target. Not enough just yet.
Torment. Oh, this is nice. Back over. And a nice 1-2 and a layoff in between. V1 themselves looking a bit more potent now. And Chicago, decent block, not allowing. Unleash now, G2! And Chicago rips one in. And this is already a deafening blow to the confidence of V1.
You could have felt it in the water. It was dripping down, and you could see Chicago non-stop being on the verge of just getting that ball on target and getting that shot in the net. And finally, the first goal has been found. Now it's just on to V1 to catch up and get back into the series. Can they do it? Right now, Chicago's looking for a second one. There he goes.
Yes, can they do it? Maybe a bit more difficult after this one as well. G2 normally in game 1. Before today, Spooks, they won 12 games, played 12. Looked unstoppable in spring so far. This might just continue here. The G2 storm of pure domination might happen here. Com, decent block here, but what else does G2 have here with Chicago still onto the ball? Well, it's going towards the net, not on target.
Yes, onto Chicago. It's a good pass, but he isn't quick enough, and you can just see G2. It's oozing from them. They're so confident right now. I think those last couple of games have just given them that confidence that they needed. Phoenix gets blocked by Gimmick, but Chicago is there to follow him up, takes it all by himself, and this is the control that I talked about. V1 seems to be a tiny bit lacking, but maybe a team play coming out to come once again. It's just too slow to get past JNAPs.
Pace being a huge factor. Chicago needed every bit of that to save it. Right, 30 seconds warning and calm. This is a nice setup. Trying to snipe the bottom right corner. Not happening. Infield pass. It's in the 18-yard box. Chicago pops, flips and moves down here in G2. Well, they're just edging so closely to another game victory. It might continue with 10 seconds on the board here. Spooks, G2. What a campaign start to spring.
They look unstoppable, and at the exact moment that you need it. They need to do well this major. They need those points. They're already ahead of Shopify and Rebellion, and FaZe, but they need those extra points to just secure this to themselves. They make sure, hey, we are here. We are the ones that are going easily into that major, and just show off Dries a tiny bit, because he's a new gun and he's been playing incredibly well, in my opinion.
I'll have to agree with you that, and so far statistically as well. Not necessarily a goal scorer, but a goal stopper. 1.27s, and joining the team itself in terms of the main roster. Rizzo, huge presence to somewhat take the steps and maybe trying to push G2 to the next level. And of course, fighting for that championship spot as well. 2 up for grabs here. Get through the group stage playoff is all in their own hands here. It'll be interesting to see how the standings were shape up by the end of the day. But game 2 has just started, and Torment, well, he is tormenting G2 right now.
Fire up the engines, Torment is ready. It seems that G2 just started a bit slow, and Torment capitalized on that. And as we have a bit of a pause, Danny.
Well, it just seemed to be too good to be true. 1 goal happened, pause it is, but I suppose that gives us a plenty of time for a reflection on how the series has been going so far here, and we might as well make the statistic mark as well. Torment, if the goal did stand, by the way, averaging 0.63 per series as well. Not too bad over 79 games played and a 53% win rate as well. Spooks, plenty on offers here by him as well too, and well, everything sort of on the plate right now. It just shows you how V1 has been close in series.
I mean, like I said, V1 can bring it to anyone, but especially Torment, I feel like people are starting to sleep a tiny bit on him, because they haven't been that explosive that they were back when they had still Squishy with them. But you cannot forget that, yes, Torment might not be the most direct mechanical player you'll find around, but he can shoot for days. My goodness, that man, he has a power in his offense. Everyone remembers Torment as the defensive hold for C9 back in the day, but let that man go onto offense and you'll see so much pain on the other side.
That should be interesting as well, and hopefully whatever the issue may be will be resolved shortly as well too. So with everything that has been happening in terms of what's around the scene as well too, if you're in G2's position here, you're playing V1, you're guaranteed top 3 here. Are they playing for position in terms of it? Or are they going to have a sort of a cheeky look in Group A, see where they might be ending up in the grand scheme of things?
I just don't think Rocket League is the game where people would like to play those mind games. I think, in my opinion, you would just want to beat every single team you come against. If you can go unbeaten out of your group, not even losing a single game, I think that's way more of a statement than maybe getting on the better side of the bracket tomorrow.
It'll be interesting how that might be as well here, and we're at least having, by the looks of it, a player might be having a few internet issues here, so we are just double checking to make sure everything is fine so far here. We just want to make sure everything is updated to you, the viewers here. Don't forget, of course, UGC and the main channel, of course, streaming their various games so far in the round number 4. And we have been talking briefly all about that as well too. But I did mention as well, Spooks, how these two teams match up statistically. A goal usually is the difference so far between them two, specifically wise. Do you know which one has actually the better record when it's only 1 goal difference?
I'm correct, it's actually V1 that looks, I mean G2, that looks to be the one that's taking these games away from V1 a lot. But they haven't faced each other as much since the addition of Calm. They just haven't seen each other that much. They've just been on the other side nonstop, and if you look at the stats, and that's something that might be a bit more interesting for everyone, these two teams on stats and on paper are so incredibly close that when I looked at it, almost every single stat they were based on, they just were together.
Well, just like that as well, and everything has been resolved. Goal stands as well, and for that little small trivia quiz, V1 was indeed the correct answer at 63.75, and G2 is sitting 4th. So 2 very close sides. We expect it to be so. Game 1 was already evidence of that. And this is a nice pass and play here to extend it to 2, and unfortunately blocked away there. Dreas, nice little pop into the middle, and Calm's done well to calm the situation down, allow the defenders to get back into play here and head on the counter.
Dreas has a bit of time, but he gives it away to Torment, and it seems V1 has slowly ramped up their passing plays because they're finally trying to find each other. But this ball finds Chicago. He doesn't do much with it at all, though. That might have been just a freebie if he could have gotten it. This is on the backboard. Dreas trying to not own goal that ball. And luckily for him, it goes all the way away. But sadly enough, it's in Torment's head. Gets it past one. Oh, almost gets it past the defenders, but there's sadly always someone waiting. You get it past 1, you get it past 2, but then there's always the third just there to ruin your play.
Always seems to be as well, but Torment can't be sitting there begrudging as well. We've already seen on other streams today how well Torment has been to be for Gimmick as well too on the defensive duties. They've required it to get into those game 5s. Let's see how this continues going forward, and that's a big blunder as well, and JNAP's to cover. Torment beaten, and suddenly the space wide open for G2 if they can actually find the last killer pass here. Dreas just may have misread the angle and the projection of this one. 2 minutes gone. V1 has the lead. The question for how much longer here is the attack building. Surely on the 3rd and 4th set of phases now. Andreas back into the middle. Spooks, it just seems to be hit ball, see ball type attitude right now.
I think V1 wants that type of attitude because it means that the control is just in no one's hands, and if you're 1-0 up, that's probably what you're looking for. But the demo coming out, this is a dangerous ball. Calm gets it to the side. Almost enough to just show that you can get the ball gone even in those dangerous situations. But the attack just keeps on going. It's just like waves one after another. You keep getting hit by it. JNAP's looking for the pass into the middle. It's a good pass. Smart usage from the ceiling as well, but finally maybe the attack dies.
Just like that. Well, back into the middle as well too. Something after 3 months worth of gameplay, the lack of a goal here really is evident based on how the play style's been. The game has calmed down as well, and that's a mistake as well, popped up by Gimmick. Wastes time and boost as well for both sides, but V1 will be the benefactors of it. Today it's going for the demo, and V1 not being faced either. Calm, nice blocked as well by JNAPs. Another avenue certainly being explored. Not yet, however, finding the right straight here. It's JNAP's quick shot, and Calm moves out of the way for another save. It's incredible what he's done so far today.
The defensive hold keeps holding themselves strong. The wall does not break just yet. And Andreas is together with Chicago. The ball isn't in. That should have been a goal. The demo came out as well. Just a tiny bit of impatience. You could have baited that out a tiny bit more and you would have had something. Now it's V1 looking for that counter-attack. It just dies down as well quickly enough, as V1 just is not looking to push up at all in a dangerous position.
Chicago's there, pushing still further, trying to find a way to break through. V1 here, Gimmick a block, but mind you, G2 prowling for their first here in the second game. JNAP surely a pass over. Gimmick beaten. The ball, however, wasn't on target. Will not phase V1 here to Chicago. Moves straight down here in Gimmick. Pops it up. Just seems to be a stellar little play. terms of the slowing down tactics, and so far here, last time they met in the regional, we're capped to date this back to Regional 1 of the spring side. 4-3 that series went. Get myself to the back. Well, I don't think it might be as tight so far, but V1 certainly making it interesting.
Definitely are, and you can clearly see the tactic. This is a good ball onto the backboard. Chicago gets it gone, but you can really see that V1 is looking for this booming ball playstyle to just keep the ball away. An attempt comes out from G2, but there is always a player ready to just disrupt it. This is a good ball to Drias. Can he shoot it on target? It goes in and gets past the defenders. Drias, with 5 seconds left to spare, gets the goal.
Just like that, they found it after so much time spent on it. 5 minutes, basically. Took them that long. There'll be a few heads probably being shaken by both sides. Nonetheless, OT could be probable, and V1 back at it again, unless that might be a last moment. Not happening. And Spooks, here we are again at OT.
Familiar friend for version 1, they meet again. Probably not what they were looking for. They hope to just finish out the game. Now they have to try and find another goal and have to be aggressive again. Come with a good little setup, gets it past one. Drias is on the backboard. He's been looking stellar this time around. First game it was Chicago, now it's Drias. This is an open ball. Chicago gets it. Gibbon tries to get it back into the center. It hits the post.
Stunned. The post in eyes, and 30 seconds gone by. V1 still looking to build on what they've got here. JNAP soft touch into the air dribble. Calm blocks. Second attack, and that's on target. Double commit in G2. Breathing down the necks of V1's defence here. JNAP surely across. Spotted his own teammate here, and Calm waits patiently. Up and skip away here. Surely defence, no real two there, and Calm. Nice flick as well. Jerez, easy clearance surely for Gimmick, and Calm has to bail him out of that one.
An uncharacteristic whiff coming out from Torment as well. You can see that they're starting to get shaken a tiny bit by the aggression from G2. You saw it building up before as well, but they just couldn't handle it because they were 1-0 down, but now it's 1-1, and you just see it coming up. This is a shot from Gimmick. It's a good attempt, but this time the defenders were right where they needed to be. It seems that at least some normality has come down. A bit of slowness now. Good pass coming out to Gimmick. It's a good shot. JNAP had to backflip for it, but it was a very awkward spot to be in for the defenders.
2 minutes gone by here, and V1's day has been filled with Game 5's OTs as well before today. At least in spring itself, 38 seconds worth in total in the entirety of spring, to near enough 1 hour of G2. Both ticking up here. Surely it's about even at this point here in JNAP's. Back into the middle, Chicago blocked by Torment. The mid-lane domination we've seen from the ex-world champion, how well he was back in his day, showing why he's still at this level. It's Calm. Nice little play, but allows Chicago to move up forwards, and surely an attack here today is there under and knee trying to go. Not happening, and the clock still ticking down here. V1 surely desperate ones to get one win on the board here.
Well, ticking down, you say, you must be saying ticking up, as it just keeps on going. These teams have had long overtimes before Chicago gets it past the defenders. I thought this was an easy enough shot to get to defend, but Chicago gets it past all the defenders and in.
Just in, straight in. Job done, G2. What a performance they've had so far here, and well, let's just say G2 so far in this major deserves the respect they've got here. They've made so far this major run so far. Spook looks simple, easy at times here, and beating V1 isn't easy, and they're making it look comfortable so far here. The statistics on your screens already. Dreas getting a goal, not much save here. JNAP's carrying up the weight on that one, but the team effort so far by G2.
And it's just interesting to look at how much Version 1 actually got shots on target. It's just that there was always a defender in its way, and G2 is looking to get that sweep once again. It's just unbelievable. Time after time after time, it's just G2 is just so on fire today.
Well, just like that, After this round as well, G2 will have to face the General in the form of NRG. V1 done for the day here. One win surely has to be on the board. Lose this and they are gone and out, and it'll be not even result depending, but that's here nor there for the time being, as Calm up and Dre's there. Hits the ceiling, but don't really care so far here. The ball's on the right side of the territory for them. Janap's beaten, and Dre's soft little play sets himself up surely for the raid, and Torment cannot get the line for the clearance, and Calm over the Gimmick straight bang, and some slightly unfortunate touch as well here. Gimmick not free flowing as he always is.
I'm looking for a counter pass, it just doesn't work out as Torment gets bumped as well. Seems that at least the speed has slowed down a tiny bit compared to the last game. They're trying to get more control, both these teams. The overtime is done. Dre's looking for the pass, it just doesn't connect this time around, but these teams, my goodness, and you said it before, winning against Version 1 is not an easy thing. Well, sweeping Version 1 is not an easy thing.
Well, the team with the most resistance in North America. It's impressive at what they can do and what they can achieve. Usually always bring a game 5. That's near enough a guarantee here. Remember saying similar lines there with the former pickup and the 8th roster of SK Gaming. Well, V1's got to do something similar. Dreas, however, bangs the ball straight down. Not happening in this. Calmness has near enough distilled onto the playing field, and Chicago gets that one away too.
Gimmick looking for a pass, it just ends up being a 50 then. And another one coming right after. The 50 game is heading strong today. All gets into the center, but so far V1 has not looked too dangerous, hasn't gotten really anything on target, nor to each other, but the same can be said for G2 at this point. Gimmick looking for the solo play. Always JNaps, he's always in your path, and this is a good shot. It's past Drias. No, it's not. He hits it on the backboard. But now finally some speed coming out from V1. Can they keep this pressure going? Clearly they can after a whiff that they probably did not see coming.
Torment there, Calm beaten. And look at that, Dreas has sniffed that one. Sadly, backflips will not be necessarily costly unless V1 can transition this ball straight down. No, and G2, it's almost like a never-ending sort of tormenting pressure they've got on here. Nice little pass into the middle, surely they will set themselves up for the team play. Dreas back down, not happening, and V1 will be just saying thank you and we'll move on with our own.
Oh, that was such a close ball for Torment. He probably didn't expect that to come to him like that. Chicago does get the save credited to him, but it's an incredibly dangerous ball to see in front of your own net. Now Torment finally has a bit of time, tries to get it past one, and once again JNaps is in your path. It's just that whenever you try and get past someone, JNaps is just right behind them, just making sure nothing gets past the defense.
Gimmick there over the Calm. Very much a defensive game V1 has to play here. Interesting, of course, what the defensive plan that their coaches have created up for them in the 60-odd seconds. In the last particular game, 1 minute will be approaching on the clock here in Torment. He's let that one run all the way to himself, the need to defend it in G2. Learn it to happen as well too. Good demo here in JNaps. They could have had a little bit more to say there, not doing it under low shot. Could have been one, shall be one, and G2 was 2-0. They are looking for 3 series without dropping a game in the spring major so far.
Calm pre-jumping that, expecting the quick shot on target, but no, it gets hit into the corner. Incredibly well placed by Chicago, and 1 minute left in the lead once again. V1 has to step it up like they've never done before. You need to do it. Your tournament life is on the line. If you lose this, you're out.
Sounds so simple, and Spook's elegant point has to score 2 to be more precise at this moment. Calm and not doing much here, and Dre's back around here, not happening. Torment and Gimmick sitting back, and that's a double commit. It's a costly one, but a mistake like that, Calm will not get it. J-Dubs was a lucky boy there. That could have been costly.
Well, it's still fine. 20 seconds left. 2-0 up. I fear the worst for version 1 right now, as they've only been able to get 2 shots on target, and this is the dominance from G2 that we saw, especially against SSG. This team is feeling it, and if they can keep it up, I think G2 fans might finally be seeing something that they've been begging for, that they've been asking for so long, to see that tournament win that they've been just inching for so badly.
You have to give credit here. V1, normally such a formidable opponent, not against G2. However, in this spring major, it's incredible so far what G2 has whipped up the storm here, and it's almost like a mission statement to the rest of it, because they've just now gone 3-0 in the group here, Spooks. And well, before we have in that sort, maybe look onto the groups in a tad bit here. V1 themselves here, where did it go wrong?
I think they just shot themselves in their own foot, but they also got a bit outclassed, I don't want to say, but you can clearly see that this might have just been too much this week, especially you're